I'm on the edge of glory. It's the edge of tomorrow. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment, and we're back with a Tom Cruise movie, and we're looking at the edge of tomorrow. Apparently, they're potentially doing a second one, and I think, you know what? I would be all for this movie. Now, I'll be honest, this movie begun, and I wasn't a fan of it. I was like, what is going on here? But essentially what's happened is aliens have landed on planet Earth. They landed on in Hamburg, Germany, and they've basically took over all of mainland Europe. And what this movie centres around is like the British, you know, the Allies trying to take back mainland Europe. It's like they're landing on the beaches of Normandy all over again, but this time it's no against the Nazis, it's against aliens. And we do have the Chinese and Russians advancing from the east, but that is kind of irrelevant to the actual like story about what's actually happening here. So for the sake of this video and movie review, let's get into it. So we've got Emily Blunt, of course, with Tom Cruise, we've got Bill Paxton in there, we've got Charlotte Riley, Big Brendan Gleeson, and more and more and more and more. We've got Kimmel in there. We've a decent cast in there with Mad Eye. I mean, we all know who Mad Eye is, man. Is that not absolutely insane that we Mad Eye's in here? Now, what I do not like about this movie, right, because at the start of it, right, you've got Tom Cruise's character, Lieutenant Colonel Bill Cage, American, obviously, kind of sticking like a sore thumb in America, in Britain, sorry. He goes to General Brigham, and he's like, you're going in with him tomorrow. And then Tom Cruise's character, like, basically, like, leverages, like, no, I'm not doing this. So he attempts to blackmail, and then he gets arrested, and he gets thrown, right? Just so much this first guy. He's like, he's not willing to fight these aliens. He's like, no, you're going to have to phone my commanding officer. Like, he's fucking bottling it. I just miss the days, you know, like, Macho Man in charge. Not Macho Man, Randy Savage, but, like, you know, like, big fucking tough man. Like, see if this was a movie in the 80s, and this guy came out with, you're going to have to go on the front lines tomorrow and fight against the aliens. It would have been like, fucking hell yeah, America! Fuck yeah! But that's kind of let itself down, to be honest, and he jobbed it. But, you know, the main purpose of this movie is the fact that we're just, like, repeating the same day over and over again. Because guess what? On his first day out there, he gets killed by an Omega, but the blood, because he blew up with a claymore, melts his face, and because it went into his bloodstream, and the aliens can do this, they can, like, reset to the day previous, and that's what keeps on happening. He runs into Emily Blunt's character, Rita, and they then go to the basement. They got to talk to that guy. What I liked about this is you can play out all these different scenarios, and you can remember and predict what everyone's going to say, and I like that. I think that's a very fun dynamic, but they try all these ideas, but nothing is really working, and they think that the lair is in fact in, I think it's in the Alps, not in France, somewhere in Germany, but turns out that was just a trap. But then he's only got one more attempt, is what it boils down to with Tom Cruise. Because guess what, guys? It's no looking good, because he has to get a blood transfusion after a car crash, after he convinces General Brigham to give him the thing that they put into his leg, and he can see what it is, and it turns out it's underneath Paris. It's underneath the museum that's shaped like a pyramid, and that's where they've got to go. But of course, he's only got one attempt. And what I liked about it, we did see in like previous attempts that he tried like saving different people, but it was incredibly hard. What I liked about it is like it reminds you of like a video game. That's what it reminded me of. And of course, you do get the scene where he is the big man, I guess, big Lieutenant Colonel Bill Cage. But he's not the big man in this scene, because he goes to a bar and they're all calling him a card. It's like, our fathers fought in the Battle of Britain. And what the fuck are you doing? I get it, right? You're a bit older, but for fuck's sake, I'd like to think, right, if humanity was at the fucking brink of, you know, disaster against the aliens and feared you losing, it wouldn't matter if you're 90 or 7 years old. You would be fucking learning how to shoot and learn how to kick some alien ass. But obviously in this version, he does die, but he realises that if he can't prevent what happens, then Britain will fall, and of course that is like kind of like the last defence. Now what I would say is, the aliens, they can swim, so of course they can get to like America, like north and south, but I think it's actually a miracle that they haven't been able to get to Britain, but of course that's the whole plan from the aliens, that they want to make the humans believe that they can be defeated, but in reality they can't. But of course, it's one final suicide mission here for Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise and J Squad to eliminate it. But we did one last attempt previous to this where he told Rita that when you go in that helicopter, it wakes one of the mimics and it kills you, and she just fucking doesn't listen to him and she dies. Honestly, fucking retard. I just want to, honestly, like, why be like that, Rita? Why job out Tom Cruise? But of course, in the last attempt, people sacrifice themselves, people die. By God, it's left to these two, Bill Cage and Rita. Rita gets killed. He's trying to get to the mimic at the big Omega, or whatever it is at the bottom. He manages to throw the grenades in and kill it, but he gets tentacled, and not molested, tentacled, like stabbed through the chest, and he bleeds out. But guess what? Because he blew it up, everyone is saved. It returns to the day before, and they've all been wiped out. And then the movie finally ends with him going to Rita, and he's like, "Hello," and it ends because obviously it's like her meeting him for the first time, but he's already fucking met her a billion times. So I wonder how that conversation between those two went. But I wouldn't be surprised if this second one does happen, that it's about their kids or something like that. So anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Emily Blunt looked pretty good, so did Tom Cruise. But I'm going to give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. I thought it was quite enjoyable. But anyway, till next time, peace. Whoa, yeah.